A northern politician walked into a television studio and said something that powerful men in this country spend entire careers avoiding. He said it is not our turn, 3 years before the election, voluntarily, publicly, on record. In a country where power is not shared, it is seized, inherited or stolen. That statement alone should stop you where you stand. Bukola Saraki is not a saint. He is a survivor, a man who has navigated the sharpest edges of Nigerian politics and emerged, somehow, still standing. He knows the arithmetic of ambition better than most. He has felt its hunger. He has paid its price, which is precisely why his declaration on Channels Television carries the weight it does. Saraki said without ambiguity that northern politicians should not contest the 2027 presidential election. He said the South deserves to complete its 8 years. He said he himself will not enter the race. And then, and this is the part that Nigerian audiences should sit with, he framed the entire argument not in the language of strategy, but in the language of moral obligation. Before we enter the heart of this matter, understand this. What follows is the conversation Nigerian political elites are having behind closed doors, but refusing to have in public. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. We say it out loud. Nigeria has never had a constitutional rotation clause. What it has had, what has held this fractured, magnificent, exhausting country together across coups and crises and the slow violence of misgovernance, is a social contract written not in law but in blood and memory. The North holds the presidency for 8 years, the South holds it for 8 years. It is imperfect, it is unenforceable, but it is, as one elder once said of our most fragile institutions, the rope that frays slowly is still the rope. Bola Tinubu, a Southerner, sits in Aso Rock today. Under every reasonable interpretation of that arrangement, the South holds that seat until 2031. For a northern politician to challenge that in 2027 is not ambition, it is provocation. The fly that refuses to listen follows the corpse into the grave. Now consider what that provocation would actually cost. Not the candidate, but the country. The moment a northern presidential candidate declares for 2027, the election ceases to be about fuel prices, about the naira's collapse, about the children who cannot afford school fees, about the insecurity that has turned farmers into refugees in their own land. All of that disappears. The election becomes a referendum on whether the South will surrender what it has only just reclaimed. And on that question, Southern solidarity, from Lagos Island to Enugu, is not a preference, it is a reflex. Tinubu is not popular. His administration has delivered pain that is widespread, documented, and deeply felt. Under ordinary conditions, he is a vulnerable incumbent. But a northern challenger does not create ordinary conditions. A northern challenger saves him, hands him a second term built not on his record, but on the South's determination to protect rotation. That is the cruel paradox that the ambitious North refuses to name. The ADC stands at exactly this crossroads, a party with genuine potential, a genuine appetite from voters exhausted by recycled failure, and a genuinely catastrophic temptation to field a northern candidate and call it boldness. It is not boldness. The PDP once called it that too, twice, and today that party governs nothing of consequence, abandoned its own zoning principles, fractured, hollowed out, a cautionary tale with a logo. The ADC's identity is still being written. That is its vulnerability and its opportunity. Zone the ticket south and it becomes the party that respected what others trampled. It becomes the vehicle for the youth voter, digitally connected, morally uncompromising, and present at every polling unit with the ferocity of people who have nothing left to lose but their vote. Saraki's motivations are political. They always are. This is Nigeria. But a true thing said for complicated reasons is still a true thing. The North has more to lose by breaking this tradition than it can ever gain from winning one election. Wisdom that arrives too late is not wisdom, it is an obituary. Subscribe, turn on the bell, share this truth.